should have access to it now. So we'll
Great.
give it about a minute. Kind of dribble around, doing the total one. Are you going first then, Vince, and then Eric?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get started here. So welcome everybody to TRG's Lunch and Learn. We got Vince for the pro, and Gary's going to do the side-by-side comparison. So everything, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Okay, we're ready to go then?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Carol and Danny for having me here. I was licensed in 1997. I worked for ERA in Torrance with Ray Bungard for a while. One of my lenders told me about the real estate group, and I went over and met with the broker of record, Chuck at the time. And in 2000, I met Carol, and we recently connected on LinkedIn after all these years, and here we are. Solar energy is very simple. The panels convert sunlight to direct current. There's a device called an inverter, which converts electricity from direct current to alternating current, so you can use it in your home. The electricity you don't use is sent to the electrical grid, and you get credits against future billing. The cost of electricity is increasing every year. This year, Southern California Edison is raising their rates 14.4%, and the tiers are 22 cents a kilowatt, 28, and 35. Some people's monthly electric bill is as much as a Mercedes payment. I'm going to bring on Eric with Power. He's one of our mentors. He has 6 or more years solar experience. Danny was nice enough to provide us with a power bill or two, and we put together a solar design. He's going to take you through it and show you how much you could save by going solar. Eric, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vince. Everyone can hear me good? All right.
Yep.
All right, great. Well, yeah, so Vince did a great job of explaining, the benefits of going solar. And so now we actually have an opportunity to look at a real life scenario where we have a real proposal here that we'll go through. We'll go through the numbers, dissect it, and then to see what the true value is in going solar. In the real estate market, the huge opportunity, for you guys to just be adding extra value, for your clients, and then solar. Whether you want to do the present like how we do, or if you just want to, get us involved in any opportunity, then we'll definitely take care of your clients. But kind of envision, walking through this with your client or having myself do it on your behalf. But you'll start to see the value start to come out in as far as, having that extra layer of support for your clients. So, they don't go to the next person and then they get the energy consulting advice from that real estate agent. So it's just good to be aware of it, as you're going through it. And, obviously when questions come up, then you'll be able to answer those questions. And if anything, worst case scenario, just refer them to Vince or myself, and we'll take care of that if you guys don't even want to deal with those solar questions. So without further ado, just time's sake, I'll just go ahead and share my screen here. And then I will go ahead and walk through this proposal with you and kind of just, high level, just kind of break it down in how we would present it to, potential client of yours. So here we go. So can you see my screen okay with the Power logo?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so this is actually a unique proposal. The system we use is called Solo. So it's actually live and interactive. We can make adjustments on the fly. which customers really appreciate this because then they get the answers they need immediately on the spot. We don't play the back and forth game. We just leverage the technology in order to get the questions answered for our clients immediately. And so for this, Danny, just to confirm, so this there's 2 properties on this lot here.
I'm not sure which one. One was a Torrance address and one was a Long Beach address, right?
Got it. Oh, okay. So, forgive me, Vince. It looks like it was just 2 addresses in Torrance.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not on the same lot here.
I'm not sure which one that you're doing. But we gave them 2 bills.
Got it. Okay. So so forgive me on this part. So this one is so we got the 2 bills, and then so the team actually designed it. But I guess we'll make some big adjustments after the fact. I don't want to go too much into it. But in this example, let's just say that we had the 2 different properties on one here. So it's really
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, it makes sense. Okay, so we would just use it as if that, but we'll definitely get it ironed out after the fact. But in this scenario, it's actually we're able to handle 2 in 1, so it's pretty unique because there could be situations where this could happen, whether but obviously we would have to have it under the same main panel unit. But so from here, the way that we really break it down and dissect it is we'll take a look at the 2 different bills. And so this is how we design the different systems here. We'll look at the average usage for the year. And so on this one, you can see here this is the daily usage. So here, there's some months where it's very low. There could be some months where it's really high. All we're looking for is the average here. So in this one, let's just call it's the 30 average here. So you can see there's some above, there's some below it. So what I did is I just took the 30 on the daily kilowatt hours that were used, and I'd multiply that by 365. So I did that with one bill here, and then we did this with another bill here. So in this one, we called this average about 19. So you can see some are below, some are high, but all in all, it's roughly around 19 kilowatt hours used average per day. So we took that and multiplied that by 365. And so I just have my notes here so you guys could see. So the first bill was around 30 kilowatt hours per day. So we times that by 365. We get 10,000, almost 11,000 kilowatt hours per year. Second bill, again, 19 per day, times that by 365, and we got 7,000. So this might just go over your guys' head, but I just want to inform you on how we get to that proposal. And then we'll iron out the details after this, but this at least gives you guys a sample of what the potential savings could be on a situation like this. So combined, we're looking at about, call it 18,000 kilowatt hours per year. So that's our starting point. We know that in order to handle the energy for these 2 locations, we need about 18,000 kilowatt hours per year. So that's what we do. We do a bill audit with our clients. And then we even break it down to them. We show them how much they're really paying per kilowatt hour. If you were to ask anyone today, they would have no idea, which I'm sure you guys wouldn't know. I wasn't aware how much I was paying per kilowatt hour before I got involved in the industry. It's just an unknown thing. We just pay our bill and we just take the increases year after year. And it's, energy cost the need of energy is right up there with air and water. So we don't question it, right? So this allows us to dissect it, and we play doctor. We educate our client and say, well, on the bill, they may say you're paying a certain kilowatt per hour. So you can see here they show some charges at 38 cents, some at 14 cents. But the true cost is when you take the total bill divided by that kilowatt hours, and we got roughly around 23 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's typically the starting point. So now we know we need to build a system that has 18,000 kilowatt hours per hour for the annual usage. And that's what we accomplished here. So this system that we built here will produce around 18.5. So well above what is necessary to handle the usage from the previous year. And then we will typically ask questions like, Danny, one question I'll ask you, Danny, if you don't mind, is one question I would ask is there something that are you looking to use more energy, in the next coming years, whether it be an add-on to the house or electric vehicle? Is there anything else that we should be aware of that you would be using more than in the previous year?
Well, yeah, the larger bill already has a Tesla charging. So that was Dirk's bill. So he had to switch to the tier style.
Got it.
So I guess if he had solar, he could charge because it would.
Okay. Yeah.
I would think that the output would be higher during the day when there's more solar.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the best time to go solar, obviously, when you get the electric vehicle, because now you're charging it through the electricity that you're using. So essentially you could get free gas or free, free charging for the Tesla there. So with that being said, so this is just illustration purposes, but this will show you, what our company can provide. We have the lowest cost of goods in the industry. We have great relationships with our with all the products, financing, everything that we provide. We just have high volume. We have about 5,000 consultants across the U.S. Selling solar. Whether it's through networking groups, knocking on doors, whatever the case may be. But because of that sheer volume, we get the best price points for all of our products and financing options. So with this, let's just say they're both, we had the combined properties here. So all in all, it's about 32 panels we would need. We had just got access to these Aptos 400, which is a huge deal because you see this 400 number. This will show you how many kilowatt hours each panel will produce. Typically, they're in the 300s. So this 400 allows us to have less panels on the roof, which customers appreciate. But as a company, we're pretty transparent, so we like to just kind of show you what our cost is and, what's on our menu. With power, we have access to several different panels here, as you could see. So we recommended the Aptos just because of the production that we need. We needed a lot of production to handle those two locations. But we have other options as our hand wall. That's the #1 selling solar panel in the world right now. They're manufactured here in the U.S., German engineered, great product. We have a great product here in the Hyundais, LG. LG is mainly, preference on just the name brand, but we have access to it. Mission Solar, this is another panel that's American made here in Texas. So if that's a preference for some of our clients, then we have that option for them. But the reason why we went with the 400 is because we needed a lot of energy for the limited amount of roof space that we had. But you can see it's pretty competitively priced here. So this price is per kilowatt hour that it produces. So it's at 48 cents. Hanwha used to be our most competitive product. And you can see it actually produced less kilowatt output. So this is a huge advantage for us as a company to offer and to the client. So now we can produce a stronger panel that produces outputs more per kilowatt hours, and we get a savings here on the price versus, call it the 340s or LGs and Mission Solar here. So I like to show that, as why we went with this panel over the other. But if a customer has any input here, if maybe they have the LG TVs ever across the house, or they wanted the LG battery, then that's when, okay, it makes sense to go the LG route. So, with that being said, we need about a system size of 12.8 kilowatts, 32 panels. So that will give us the production that we need. So all the numbers that we have here actually reflect those two bills. So the house may not be accurate as far as the panels on that actual roof, but the numbers that we're about to dive in here are your actual numbers. So the savings, everything is real and live in real time here. So we could go through that here. So now what this is showing us is the energy consumption in the blue. So, there's going to be some months that you're using more energy than you're using because the system is producing in the yellow. So there's going to be some months that you're producing more than you're using, and there's going to be some that you're using more than you're producing. When that happens, you could actually tap into it. You get credits applied. So for the summer months, when your system's cranking away, producing more than you're using, you actually get to roll those credits over to the winter months, to when you're not producing as much. The sun maybe may not be out as much.
I want to share that is that I do
Oh, so you got it. Cool. Let me know if you have any questions. So just feel free to stop me at any time. But here, you know, it's kind of like the old school rollover minutes, you know, with the old cell phone plan program. So it works the same way. So all in all, we're going to get with this system size, what the usage they're currently using versus what the system is producing, we're going to obtain 103% energy offset. 100% is always the goal. So, you know, there's about 130 million homes in America. 90 million are eligible to go solar. So the 40 million that can't, you know, they might just have a bad roof or not enough sunlight or just too much shading. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. So this actually both check boxes. Eligible to go solar, great space on the roof, and then we're able to accomplish at least 100% energy offset. Now we'll get into the numbers and financials. So with those two bills combined, on average, it was roughly $345. You know, so if you want to just kind of see the latest, where this charge on one bill was $269, call it $270. You know, this one was around $100. And this was during the winter months where there's less usage. So as you can see, these bills will start to climb up during the summer months. But let's just call it $345. It could be higher, it could be lower, but on average combined, let's call it $345. So you're currently paying 23 cents per kilowatt hours. So that's how much you're paying with the combined bills. Now that's going to continue to go up. As Vince started off and mentioned that there's going to be another increase coming. So that price is going to continue to go up. Now, as you can see on the solar side, this is what we could do for you. This is no money down, so nothing out of pocket. Your new utility, so you'll have your new utility bill will be roughly $36. Now this is mainly just with fees and, you know, connection fees. You still connected to the grid. There's always going to be some type of fees involved. But if you produce more than you actually use, we could actually bring that number down even more. So then in your solar payment will be at $177. So what that means is your costs actually will bring it down from 23 cents per watt down to call it 12 cents per watt. And this is locked in to where it's kind of, the way I explain this is like kind of like how you guys explain mortgages, right? We're going to take your energy cost and take it out of that variable rate that you have that goes up and down, mainly up and up and up. And then we're going to put it in a fixed mortgage, right? We're going to fix your energy cost where it won't go up. So we're taking it from a variable to a fixed cost. That creates predictability. You can save against future costs as well. So those are the two main reasons why people like to go solar, besides being green and all that good stuff. But it's mainly about, you know, saving money immediately and saving against future costs. And so now we'll take a deeper dive on how we got to this 177. And it's actually lower than this in the first year. So because we have some great flex plan options that we have through LoanPal. So on the financing side, we have several different options. We work with LoanPal, Sunlight Financial. We're producing the most volume for these financial companies, so they're giving us the best financing options. But depending on whatever the customer's, you know, goals are, whether it's a lower monthly payment or just a lower total cost on the system itself, we have options to handle every need, you know, whatever their goal is. But I went with our 25-year. I like to start with this because, you know, 25-year does sound like a lot of years, but I have to re-educate our clients and say, hey, you are in a lifelong contract with your energy company right now, right? That's never going to go away. So this 25 years is actually a deal. And it's locked in. The rates don't go up. And then we also have access. We just got access to this FlexPay program with LoanPal. I'll show you how that works. So even though it's at 177, and this is combined for the both systems, both houses, keep that in mind. But with our flex plan option, month 1 through 18, the payment's only $89. So it's only going to be 89, plus the 30. Let's call it, it's probably more likely around $30 to $25. So huge savings year 1. But not only that, so then you'll have it for a year and a half of the $89 a month. And when month 19 hits, that's when it goes up to $177. But not only is that payment that low, we also have what we call a power solar stimulus rebate. It's only for the month of March, so we only have a week. So hurry up and buy. But no, they'll probably extend it hopefully another month. But we could lock it in, just saying we have a verbal commitment, and then But we'll have that conversation later. But what's pretty cool is they'll actually give you once the system is installed, they're going to give you this check of $1,000, call it $1,070. And what that is, it's going to cover this first. So if you times 89 times 12, that's where you get this dollar amount. So you literally have no energy costs for the first year. So no energy costs for the first year. And then, so after, then month 13 through 18, then it's only going to be $89 a month. And then come month 19, it's only going to be $177 a month, which is almost half of what you're currently paying today for both locations on the average cycle. So with that being said, we'll save you roughly around $91,000 over 25 years. You're going to get a federal tax credit. Right now, the government did a great job of extending the tax credit. It was about to go down to 22%, but we got it locked in for another 26% for another few years. So what that means is you're literally getting 26% of the cost covered by the government. When you file your taxes next year, you're going to get a $14,000 rebate credit. And this is tied to your taxable liability. So let's just say you owe $4,000 this year or next year in your taxes, you'll get $10,000 back. So this is your money. You can do whatever you like with it. The goal is to apply the whole amount back towards the loan to keep it locked in at that 177. But let's just say you had a bad year next year, you actually need that money. You could actually keep the whole $14,000 and do whatever you want with it, whether it's another business venture, you need to spend some money on marketing, get some new real estate clients, home improvement, a vacation, and once we can start traveling again. If you don't apply that $14,000 back toward the loan, then worst case scenario, your payment jumps to only $240 a month, which is still lower than you're paying today. And you get to pocket $14,000 if you need to use that towards anything else that you need to apply it towards. So with this, we have the federal tax incentive going on, 26%. That's going to sunset after a few years. So right now is the time to buy solar. You get a nice rebate from us as well. That's going to help offset a full year of your whole cost of this. And so now this is how it really breaks down here. So the loan amount will be roughly $54,000. So we have financing options for that. Again, nothing out of pocket, no money down. We'll handle the financing through LoanPal. 650 credit scores, that's all that's needed. If it's lower, then we have some other loan terms that we could apply for, but you should be good there. And then you get this minus the $14,000 for the tax credit, which is 26%, along with our rebate of $1,000. The net system cost is roughly $38,000. This then goes into the savings here. So this is a great illustration on how the system is going to save you against future cost. So right now this is showing your average bill between the two bills combined is $345. 25 years from now, with that continual increase year after year, you're looking at around $900. So we're going to lock that in and avoid future cost. So with that, it's a roughly around, so by doing nothing, you're going to spend $172,000. If you go solar, that we're going to cut that cost down quite a bit. And then it goes into some facts. And what's pretty cool about going solar, I'm sure you guys are aware of it, it does add value to the house, because now if someone's looking to buy a house and they see, or they're comparing one or the other, one has solar paid off, one doesn't. That house that doesn't has an extra $300 payment. The one that does have solar, because now we can ask for a high and asking price, because remember our cost was, net system cost was at 38,000, but through a study through Berkeley, and you can see the source here. If you click on it, then you can see where we're getting these stats and this data, which you can share with your clients. It's literally showing you how it increases the value. But with that being said, with this system, it's going to increase the value by 53,000. So if you sell the houses, then you could ask for a high and asking price, pay off the loan with solar. Now the new homeowners walking in with no energy costs. And then it has some nice little stats here, some CO2 that you're going to offset. It's the equivalent of planting 307 trees. With the younger population, they're more green focused. So that's going to be attractive to them. They're doing something good with, so one, they're saving money immediately. The rate of return is instant. We're eliminating a lot of energy costs up front. We're going to save against future costs. We're going to create that predictability where you know exactly how much you're paying every month. And then we're doing something good for their environment as well. And then the last page just goes over the process. So Vince and I, we work together. We have a great internal management team. We're scaling up like crazy. We're the fastest growing solar company in America right now through our sheer volume and our platform approach. But we have great project management internally. So our customers will have access to their internal project manager, and then myself and then Vince to help them get through this process. And this process, it's a 7-step process, but it takes about anywhere from 5 to 90 days. So it's about a 3 to 4 month process, depending on what's needed in the project. If we need to do a new roof, Vince and I are working on an extreme, pretty complex situation, but hey, that's the worst case scenario where the customer needed a new roof, he needed a new main panel service upgrade, which all of those upgrades to your house is the best time to do it is when you go solar, because then you get that actual 26% federal tax credit on all of those enhancements to the house as well. So we're able to help that customer get a new roof, solar, new main panel service, service panel, because 200 amp is required for a solar system, and we're able to cut all in one bill. One payment is less than what he's paying right now for his energy costs. So this process takes about 45 to 90 days. Step 1, savings report, we just went through. Then we go through the approval process if they want to get it financed. Then we send out the docs via DocuSign. Everything is all done, via, online. So still, you don't have to interact with anyone. After the docs are signed, then that's when our team comes out to the actual location. Then they'll get on the roof. We'll schedule the site survey on step 4. This is where they're making sure the roof is good, the main panel is good, the placement, everything is good. Then they'll come back to us. They'll let us know, all right, roof passed, or no, we need additional roof work, or we need some additional adders, some additional stuff that needs to go through the attic. Whatever the case may be, our installers will confirm. Now, if there's anything that needs to be adjusted after the site survey, then we could come back to the drawing boards and adjust the numbers in the proposal and make sure we get everything we need financed and under one payment, because we could add all of those enhancements, updates. But at the same time, you could always pull out. You're not committed. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just free information for you. But once we get through the site survey, then we go into permitting, step 5. This is where a lot of the time is spent, depending on the county, the city, whatever their permit process is. That's majority of the time will take between the 45 to 90 days. Installation should only take 2 to 3 days, and then we activate the system. And then all of our inverters come with an app where you could actually, make sure you're getting the production that we're guaranteeing here in all the details, because we're giving a production guarantee, and then we're illustrating here what the degradation could be, or like the, how it doesn't produce as much year after year, but it's a slight decrease, like not even a percentage point. There's systems that are still cranking away that were installed in the 70s. So now, as you can imagine, the technology is even better today. So, and also this includes our unique 30-year extended warranty, and that's both on parts and labor. So if our team was to do anything with the roof, puncture it, whatever, our guys are coming out there replacing it. Something goes bad with their panels, we're replacing everything. So all in all, this comes with that 30-year guarantee.
So back to that, the insulation part.
Yep.
At least here in the South Bay area, most of the homes are built in the 50s, and most of them don't have upgraded electrical panels and stuff like that. So is that an additional cost, or do they survey that before? Because obviously, if you need more wattage,
Yep.
it's not going to work with the current system.
Exactly. Yeah. So no, it's not included in this cost here, which we could easily add it. But our cost is typically for a panel upgrade. It's anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500. Very low, and that's parts and labor and permitting. Because if you price that out on your own, you're going to find it's going to cost about $4,000 to $5,000. So, we could definitely add
So
that.
they did have an original or maybe a 50-year-old panel. They may want to budget in then a few $1,000s then just for extra.
Exactly. Yeah. But we could add those numbers into the cost here. So we could do that on the fly. So that's usually what we like to do, in the discovery phase. Vince may have done that, but I was just trying to do it with, outside of the market where maybe it's not as relevant. But no, if you understand the market, we'll definitely lead with that cost already built in, because it's always better to pull the cost away rather than making it look more than it should be. So every strategy is different. And we also have access to energy storage as well through Enphase. So if that's something of concern, blackouts or whatever the case may be, we can look at storage options as well. I believe I threw one in here, and that bumped up the price to about $250, $260 if we wanted to do storage. Pretty much, whatever the need is. But yeah, that's a good question. Any other questions on?
So the other one I'm trying to think of, like past transactions that we've done. So this is a cost to buy. So you're not necessarily leasing it or turning it back
Correct.
to the company then.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't do, well, we do have access to some PPAs, but we don't recommend it. That's where like the liens start coming about. That's where people have gotten some bad experiences with it. But this is definitely loan to purchase. So you own it.
Okay, because I know in the, some of the transactions that we've done in our office have had it where they set the rate and that stays the same, but it's obviously only a 5, 10-year, or 15-year term. And then after that, they reevaluate it for that lease.
Yeah. Yep. And, so we do have that option, but I highly recommend, because when you purchase it, you get the federal tax credit versus them, right? Because then now you have full control over what you're going to do with this $14,000. Because there might be a scenario where you want that money. And because since the cost is going to be still lower than what you're currently paying today, it makes sense to just maybe keep it, and then do something else, because you've already budgeted this cost already, right? With your energy cost.
And then I'm guessing the lifetime or the warranty on it is at least that 25 years.
This is actually a 30-year extended warranty,
30-year.
parts and labor. Yep. And it's transferable. So if you sell the house, you could transfer it to the new homeowner.
And then I'm trying to think of other scenarios is if there's like roof damage or the roof is only a 20-year roof, obviously the panels are going to outlive the roof. Is that included? Like where you guys remove the panels so they can put a new roof on and then you can back install it, or
Exactly. No, yeah, we could actually put in roofs stuff as well. So actually, let me see what the electrical adder is here. See the options that we have. Okay, so so it's actually 2,200. I'll show you here. So we have the extended warranty, and so it's 2,200 for the MPU 2,200 update enhancement. So it actually only bring it to 188 because they were stretching it over 25 years, right? And we could look at different options if you want to low returns as well. But I think this is a nice sweet spot here. Because it's all managing, it's all leveraging the energy costs, right? It's like, how do we control it? How do we have it more in our favor? It's going to be there regardless. You know, we need energy. So now it's like, okay, how can you get creative? I used to sell life insurance or health insurance. So I would only do group insurance for, you know, real estate offices. And I would explain to them, like, what is your healthcare budget? You know, whatever that budget is, I could come up with a solution, right? So it comes to the same here. The energy budget's at 345 right now. So we could get really creative on how we could get a better spend for your monthly costs, because we could even add in roof work in here as well. So if there's roof work that needed to be done, we could throw in $5,000 onto the loan, or $3,000 or 10, whatever the cost is. And then you could stretch out those costs out over 25 years. And then you could have one single payment for getting a lot of stuff done on your property, which is going to increase the value as well. You get the high and asking price, you pay off the loan, and you're free and clear, and you made actually some money on the system.
But out of curiosity, since you did with the 2 utility bills, how many panels is this total? Like, I mean, like, how much of our roof is going to be covered in order to get this kind of output?
Yeah. So with the,
I'm just thinking, because like mine is the smaller bill. That's the only the $100 during the winter months.
Yep.
And mine's 1,000 square foot house.
So it's the other one. It's the other one besides this one. This is the higher.
Well, yeah, I think it's just a random photo. It would be in 2 different locations. Because one's in Torrance and one's in Long Beach.
Right.
So it would be about the size of that smaller photo, and then the bigger one would be that other bill. But they also have like a guest room that has like air conditioning and stuff in it also. So if you add that up, they're about 2,000 square feet. Yeah. I was wondering how you can fit enough power to do all that on one roof.
Yeah, well, I mean, this had 2 roofs, so it's kind of like as if we had the other roof here, you know, in the one setting. So I'll look at it, and then we'll see how much. Because then, if anything, we could put. Well, yours won't need as much, so we won't need as many panels. You know what I mean? So so I guess
the garage would be to put it on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll take a look at it. Actually, I had requested one here because they originally had put it for both on one single proposal, and I didn't fight it. I could have got it separated, but I thought it was pretty cool because now it actually helped with the presenting with everyone. You guys, besides, you know, go to, it kind of gave us ability to see it all in one. But we'll iron out the details here. But let's see if they gave us. Okay, yeah, it's not ready yet. So as you can see here, I had put in a ticket, you know, that I submitted the proposal and was scheduled, and then I said, oh wait, I noticed that it's all in one location. So I said just hold off for now, but they're still working on it. So when I get it, it should be later this evening. It'll be here. And this is on. I just want to confirm. Okay, so.
Torrance.
Okay,
Long Beach one. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Torrance, and then the other one should be Long Beach. So it looks like Vince, we put in Torrance for both of the projects here.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so we'll update this information, and that was based on the bill. So one should say Long Beach then, definitely here. So I'm assuming. Well, this one is 104. Let's see if it has an address. So this is yours here.
Yeah, the 104 one should be.
Okay. I'm just seeing if it has an address or not. But I could get the details from you afterwards, and then we'll break it down. But as far as the numbers go, it's all going to be the same. Obviously, it's going to then be broken out by 2 different payments than just having one. But as you can see, you know, there's some huge savings there.
I don't see any other questions in the chat or anything.
but yeah, so at the end of the
I
day,
guess
guys,
another question is, how do you compare to like Tesla or I guess like Solar City or the
Mhm.
other ones that we get hit up to every time we walk through, Lowe's or Home Depot?
yeah. So we started off working with Solar City. So 6 years ago, we were just lead generators for them. It was a way to get our name out in the marketplace. Power spelled within you. So we just kind of piggybacked off Elon and his team, and so we were marketing their products. But we found really quickly that they're challenging to work with. Elon promises the world, but takes time to develop, and then he has other projects working out. So they couldn't move as quickly as we wanted to. The service wasn't there that we wanted. So we actually pulled out of that relationship once we understood how they work. Great concept. It's the whole integrated model, right? Where they got the servicing, installation, everything's all done in one setting, but they just don't have the power to move as quickly as we like to. And then just the servicing and the roofs that we just had a really bad experience with them. You guys could do your own research on Google. I'm sure you'll find some stuff. Vince has some good articles to share. But so do your own research, be cautious of them. Great company, but they have their hands in too many projects right now. So the servicing is kind of lacking. But so then we moved away from that, went to the more local players. So then we became contract generators for the local regional installer or and solar companies. You learn the business inside of out and out after working with them. Then we moved away from that whole concept. Now we're our own general contractors. So we manage the whole process from end to end, which translate to better pricing, better servicing, better warranties. So now we get the best of all worlds, because we're a platform where financing companies and equipment people want to get on our platform because we sell a lot.
All right. Well, thanks for doing the Lunch and Learn. We'll get your contact information in the recap video that goes out to everybody. They can all watch it at their own leisure if they weren't joining us today. But thank you for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. See ya. Have fun.
Yep. You too.